Namaste. Welcome back to Indian Stories and Traditions. This is Aruna Mandania. Today we're going to do the Badi Teej festival. So happy Badi Teej to all of you. And this Badi Teej comes in the lunar mahina of Bhadwa after Shravan. So Badi Teej, why do we do Badi Teej ki puja? As all the pujas, most of our pujas, we do pray to goddess Parvati ji along with Shivji. This is somewhat like that, but along with that, we do the puja to a branch of the neem tree. You will get the significance of the branch of the neem tree later, but for the preparation of this puja, let's talk about that first. For the preparation of the puja, you need the branch of the neem tree. You need some kind of clay. In the olden times, they used red clay. Then they also used cow dung. And if you do not have red clay or cow dung, you can use any clean clay, okay, to build a surrounding for a lake, okay, a wall, surrounding wall for a lake. And then in the middle, it has to be nice and clean, where we pour some water and a little bit of milk. That is how this puja setup has to start. Along with that, you will have one diya, deepak, a lamp on this wall. We'll have that on this wall. We'll also have a spot for Ganeshji. Ganeshji needs to have his own spot. You may need a paper, plain paper, to put some bindis, okay? The kumkum, kajal, and mostly kumkum and kajal. That's all the bindis that they put today. And mehendi, if some people would like to do the mehendi bindis. And then you would have prepared by now a sattu, okay? What is a sattu? A sattu is like a little cake set in a plate, okay? It can be flat or it can be in a dome shape. What is it made of? It is made of wheat flour or gram flour or any other flour, okay, along with some ghee and powdered sugar. You mix these things, you roast the flour and then mix in the ghee and the powdered sugar and either set it up in a plate or make a dome of it. Now comes the decoration part. Feel free to decorate the way you want. It can be very simple with some roli and some dry fruits, or you can be elaborate. It's up to you. On top of this, or in the middle of the flat one, or on top of the dome, you put either a coin or a whole almond, okay, or a betel nut. If you happen to have a betel nut, you put a whole betel nut in the middle, on the top of the dome or in the middle of the plate, and decorate around that and go about it. So this is how sattu is made. So you have sattu for the puja. While you make the sattu, you make a laddu also, okay? Small laddu that goes for the puja. So this is the setup. Then you have all the other puja materials, your haldi, mehndi, roli, and your prasad, everything else, right? Some raw milk and some plain clean water along with some flowers. This is our puja samagri. This is we need to have. Okay, once you set up the puja, we'll come to how you do the puja. The puja setup, first you clean up everything. You have this thing made. You pour in some water and then you pour in some milk. That is how, and this branch that you got, the neem branch, you stick it in one side of this whole wall, dam that you made, and then put a red cloth, decorate on the branch, okay? Give it some support, maybe a wall or a stick or something. Give it a nice support if you need to build up on that, everything. So that's how Nimdi is set up by the lake. That's the scene that we have. And then we pour the water, the milk. Then you put the deep, right? The diya. You light the deep, do the puja to the deep, okay? Put some haldi, kumkum and some rice. And then you do the puja to the Nimdi Mata. To the branch, you put all these things, haldi, kumkum, mehendi and all this. And to the walls that you have made, you can decorate it with some rangoli or with haldi mehndi or with flowers. Okay, that's how setup is. Now the main puja part, we haven't done the puja yet. You have only set everything up. You've had Ganesh ji, establish Ganesh ji there, and then do the Ganesh ji ki puja, put some prasad for Ganesh ji. Now the puja starts. When the puja starts, anybody who is elder or in groups, you come closer to this setup, okay, and then do the puja to the nimdi, to the diya, to the Ganesh ji and everything, and to the lake, and then in the light of the lamp, you see these certain things, okay. So of course in the puja preparation you need these things ready also. What you need to see is a reflection of a lemon, a cucumber, some pearls, and some red kasumal is what it is called, a red fabric, and something silver, okay, and the nimdi's branch itself and the diya itself. You see the shadow, not the shadow, but the reflection of the item, okay, not the shadow. And also the sattu, the laddu that you made, the extra, you go in there and you go in different angles, and if you need to put more light, less light, go closer, go up, any which way, but you need to see the reflection of that thing in there. And when you do see the reflection of the item that you are seeing, this is what you say. Nimdi Mata, if you are seeing the Nimdi Mata, Nimdi ma dikhe jaisi tuti. Okay, so now then if you see the cucumber, you say Nimdi ma kakadi dikhe jaisi tuti. Nimdi ma nimbu dikhe jaisi tutu. Nimbu is the lemon, kakadi is the cucumber. So anything you see, you see the sattu, you say Nimdi ma sattu dikhe jaisi tutu. So then I was like, oh wait a minute, what do you mean by tutu? Is it breaking? That's what it means, right? But no. This is where we need to understand and learn. Tutyo always also means, in the very one part of Marwadi section, Tutyo also means beloved. Is like how a star breaks from the sky and it's in my hands. It's like that. It's that star. It's as precious as that. So that's the saying in some part of the Marwad somewhere back, which is brought in our lives here now, and we need to understand that. Tutyo is lovable, is something that we adore. That is what it means. So when you say in Nimdi Mata, Nimdi ma kakdi dikhe jaisi tuti, that means that cucumber is lovable. Nimdi ma nimdi dikhe jaisi tuti, that means that neem, leaf of that neem is lovable. Okay, so this is where we bring out, in our culture, we bring out the best values out of everything and put them in our lovable category. So this is the puja. You do the puja, you move back, and you take a little bit of sattu in your hands. In your right hand, take a little bit of sattu. If there is not much sattu to go around, take some rice from the puja thali. Keep it in your hand while you listen to these stories. Okay? So now starts the stories for the Badi Teej. This is how it goes. Badi Teej, there was one family of 4 brothers, and then the 3 brothers were almost well-to-do. That's fine. The younger brother is the one who was not of good character, did not earn money. Whatever inheritance he got, he lost it going to the brothel or, with his friends with bad habits. The wife was very devoted and dedicated, and she worked hard. She worked hard in her own family's place, doing dishes and cleaning their homes just to earn some food to survive. This guy, he basically gave away all of his wife's jewelry, the wealth and everything gone. So one fine day, this Badi Teej came, and this wife kept the vrat. That means she fasted for this Badi Teej. And she wanted to do the puja in the evening. But this guy, by the time evening comes, he's also very sick, okay, with some leprosy and some issues. He can't walk by himself either. So, but he wants to go see his friends or go to the brothel. And who takes him? The wife. So the wife takes him, helps him out, okay, she drops him there, comes back home. She does this 6 times. The 6th time she's coming back, she's like tired and she's like, why me? Why like this? Oh Bhagwan, God, please. And there's huge rain. There's a water pour. And everything is flowing from this side and this side. There are streams of water going on. And then there is this one thunder and the voice comes saying that, oh dear, turn around and watch for something floating in this water just for you. And she turns around and she sees that there is a bowl made of leaves floating in the water and it has some milk in it. So she picks it up, she drinks the milk, breaks the bowl in 4 pieces, throws it in 4 directions, and as she turns around, there is a branch of the neem branch is floating in. And so she picks the neem branch up and then takes it home. That is why we do the puja for the neem branch today. She takes it home, makes a little lake for herself, puts the thing and starts to do the puja. What happens? Knock, knock, knock. And she's like, oh no, who is it now? And she's like, I'm not getting up anymore. But then she says, hey, it's me, honey, I'm home. You know what happened? While she was hearing this thunder and she was doing all this, Tej Mata also visited our guy, her husband, and gave him some common sense. This, what you are doing is wrong. You need to pay attention to your own life and your own wife. So he is now collected all his money back and he is back home all fresh and clean because Tej Mata has also blessed him. Because of his wife's devotion, Tej Mata has blessed this guy of his health. So he comes back home and he's like, I'm home, I'm going to be home, I want to do the puja with you. And she's like, oh, this sounds weird. And she goes and opens the door. And of course he's standing there. And he's like, I'm so sorry for whatever you have done, but this is not the time. Let's go. Let's just sit and do the puja. So they both sit. Husband and wife together, they sit and do the puja. And the first time in this wife's life, the husband is the one who takes the little sattu that she has and carves it down and gives her a piece with his own hands and asks for her forgiveness. Tej Mata appears and says that you may both be blessed with a long life with lots of love. Because when you love each other, I am present in your life to bless you. And we ask Tej Mata to give us all that sense, that strike of sense when we are about to do something wrong or fall in something wrong or wrong path, to set us back on our spot, on our path to do something good. That is what we ask Tej Mata for. So the grains you have in your hands, you touch them to your eyes saying this. Okay? Moving on to the second story. There was a businessman and he had 7 sons. Okay? And all the 6 sons, their wives, had awesome parents' house. Okay? Their maika. And they all, for the Badi Teej, got lots of gifts and the sattus from the mother's house. Their brothers visited and all kinds of festivities are happening. But the 7th girl, she has nobody on her mother's side of the family. She's all alone. She doesn't have, no sattu has come for her, but she is fasting too. She's going to fast tomorrow. So tonight, she tells her husband, look, I need a sattu for tomorrow's puja. Can you arrange that for me? And the husband is also poor and he's like, oh, okay, I don't know what to do about this. Oh, he thinks about it and he says, I will try. So this guy is actually working at a grocery store, a small store where they sell all kinds of grains. And he's like, okay, I will go to the store. He goes to the store. It is after hours. There's nobody there. So he goes inside the store, gets a little bit of gram dal, the chana dal, and grinds it, roasts it, and then takes some sugar, grinds it, all that. He does the process to make the sattu. He makes a small sattu, of course, and he's made one laddu along with that, and he's about to pack and go. There's that noise. So there is like, oh, chor, chor, thief, thief, thief. And then suddenly everybody is awake. They all come down. The owner, the Sethji, he comes and he looks and he says, hey, why are you stealing in our own store? What's going on? He's like, no, I didn't mean to steal, but this is the reason. My wife, she doesn't have anybody in her family and I'm so poor, I don't know what to do, so I came to the store and I did this. And the Sethji looks and says, oh, this is a cause for a puja. Nobody has to steal for a puja. Why don't you leave this here and go back home? I will come to your house tomorrow. And then tomorrow, the Sethji makes so many sattus, all kinds of sattus, decorates them, takes a sari for his the girl and some clothes and all kinds of gifts and goes to this guy's house. Okay, he's gone to their house and displays everything, and the wife is like looking, what is going on? Then the Sethji, the owner, says, you know what, from today onwards I am your brother. Any puja where you miss having a brother, you come to me. I will take care of it. Because in our community, that is how we make relationships. Okay? So if you do not have a brother close by, if you do not have mother's house, that our culture does not call for these compulsions. You can have any friend of yours as your brother. You can have anybody in the community act as your parents and take up that responsibility and that duty. That is what Teej Mata has taught us. And then they all do the puja together, and that's live happily ever after. That's the second story. So by now, you all know that when we do puja stories, we have to do a Ganesh story, right? Here comes the Ganesh story. Once upon a time, there was this husband and wife. Yeah, we are doing a husband-wife stories today. Husband and wife. The husband is very, very, very big bhakt of Ganeshji, okay? He gets up early in the morning, goes to the river, takes a bath, comes home, does a Ganesh puja of hour and a half, 2 hours, and then does everything Om Ganeshaya Namah, Om Ganeshaya Namah. He has to follow his day along like that. Okay, on the other hand, the wife. I do not believe in this. Do not bother me with this. Because of you, I have to do so much work. I have to get the prasad ready. Why are these rules? Okay, so we know she's against it. By that time, and this whole thing is going on, one fine day the wife is really, really mad. She is like, this is it. The husband has gone to the river. She goes to the temple, picks up the Ganesh. She puts him in a trunk, closes the trunk and walks away. She's like, today, I will see what Ganesh puja he does. Okay. And the husband has come home. No, Ganeshji, what happened? Where is my Ganeshji? Oh my God. And he sits there and I'm like, I am not going to move an inch from here till my Ganeshji show up. Where did he go? How can he do this to me? Okay. So the wife comes and says, why are you not doing your chores? Come on now, go to work. And he's like, no, I'm not going to work. Ganeshji has to show up. How can Ganeshji disappear from my puja place? That he cannot. And then the wife and the husband are fighting, and she says this, he says this, she is this, he this, everything. And Ganeshji is listening to this whole quarrel, sitting in the trunk. And he can't help himself but laugh. And he goes, ha, ha, ha. Because of his laugh, what happens? Out of that trunk is overflowing a bunch of gold, pearls, jewels, everything. Because Ganeshji laughed. Okay? And then both husband and wife look and say, what's going on here? And then they look at each other and open the trunk. And Ganeshji is sitting there with a naughty smile and like, oh, you two fought for me? How sweet. And the wife goes, I am so sorry. After all, Ganeshji, you are real. From here on, I will be your bhakt as well and help my husband, support him to whatever he wants to do as bhakti to you. So that's how Ganeshji gained one more bhakt in that wife. So please let us all be Ganesh bhakt, believe in him, and may Ganeshji visit you and give those 3 laughs, ha, 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 to you too, okay? While we've done that, you do know it needs to be followed by the Lapya Tapya story, right? So here it goes. Once there was this one guy, young guy, his name was Tapya. You know where that is going. Tapya was, didn't believe in much. He loved his family a lot. So what he did was, whoever he found, the traveler, whoever, he stole from them and provided for his family. Stole and provided, did not think twice about his actions, what he is doing. So one fine day, Naradji came down, and Naradji said, he had a little bag that made some sound, like there was jewelry in it, kind of thing. He kept shaking it and walking and shaking and walking, and Narayan, Narayan. And Tapyaji saw him and he was like, grabbed him and was like, you're not going anywhere, give that back to me. And Naraji says, okay, I will give that back to you. But do you know what you are doing? By stealing, you are committing crime. And that's not a good thing. How will you get out of this crime? How will you wash this down? Have you realized it? Is anybody sharing this crime with you? And he's like, yeah, of course. I feed my family with this, so they all are sharing. Naraji says, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Why don't you go check it out? So he's like, oh, but if I go, you'll run away. He's like, no, tie me up to this tree. You can go. So he takes a rope, ties Naradji to the tree, and runs to his house and gets everybody together and say, hey, my family, I love you a lot, and I know you guys love me a lot. I have a question. The question is, when I'm committing the crimes, right, when I'm doing the wrong things, you guys are part of it, right? And everybody says, no, we are part of the earnings of that crime that you are doing. But when you die and go up in front of God, none of us are going to be there to take part in that crime, in that punishment. We all go on our own separate times, so we cannot be part of the crime that you do. The punishment will only come to you. And Tapyaji gets the sense, oh my God, this is so right. Never thought of this. He runs back where our Naradji is there. Takes out Naradji and he says, I'm so sorry, I committed a crime. It's such a big deal. Oh my God, I know, now I stand alone. How I can wash off all this crime off of me? What should I do? Naradji says, better late than never. So since now you have arrived, you need to take dark black clothes, dip them in oil, put them on. It has to be drenching in oil. And because you tied me to this tree now, go around this tree for one whole year till this whole oil has dripped down. That's how many crimes you have committed, and that's the penance for these crimes that you will have to bear. Tapyaji says, yes, I will do it, sir. And then this is what he does. He takes black clothes, puts them on, and goes around that peepal tree for a whole year, okay? The whole oil has drenched out, okay? And the clothes have almost turned white. They lost their color of black, turned into white, signifying that all his bad things have been now come to being even. But there is just one spot of oil left that's not going away. And Tapyaji is very worried about it. So when Narad Muni comes after a year, Narayan, the same day that he had left him there, he comes down to check on him. And he's like, Guru, please tell me, how am I going to lose this one spot of oil off of my this one crime out of my soul, right? That's what it means. Naradji says, you know what, Tapyaji? anybody who does the puja and does not take your name, they will not get the credit. You will get the credit. And anybody does does a feast and does not invite the daughter of the family and her daughter, and anybody who does any kind of dan punya and do not really do the dan punya to the real needy, that is when all that will come, credit will come to you. But if they do all those things, the credit will stay to them. So that's how this last spot of oil that you have on your shoulder will only disappear if people around the world make this mistake again and again and again. But we, as people who do the puja with a pure heart, say that whatever puja we are doing, we should get the credit for it. And whatever Tapyaji is doing, his parikrama, his going around the circle, he should get the credit of that. That is how we ask Bhagwanji for our prayers. So this is what is Badi Teej ki puja. Happy Badi Teej to you all. Please make sure that you get blessings of all your elders around you after the puja. And in this puja ritual, after all these stories, you go see the moon. And you know what, all the rice that you have in your hands, you put them all in a little pot, okay, of water, kalash that is sitting there for the puja. Put them all in there. And when the moonrise happens, walk outside, go see the moon, offer this water to the moon, and also, if possible, offer an agarbatti, the incense stick, to the moon. Pray to the moon, look at him, and say how beautiful the moon is, and take the blessings of the moon, and come back. Then, as husband and wife, sit in a pair, get your own pinda, and then get your husband a little knife or a spoon to carve the pinda for you. You don't say you cut it, okay? For this one, you say you carve it. This is what is called pinda pasna. So the husband does that for you, offers it to you. Now, with all these puja things that we did, right? The nimdi, the lemon, the cucumber, and that sattu, you take a small piece of everything in your plate, okay, for dinner. First, you eat all these along with the neem leaf, okay? You eat the neem leaf, you eat the lemon, you eat all of those, and then you can have a dinner. That is how this puja is done. And to honor the milk that came, the husband actually pours milk in the wife's palm like this, and the wife drinks the milk 7 times, and then in the end she does it behind her, like shakes it off behind her, signifying that you have broken the leaf and thrown it in the 4 directions. Okay? These are the small things we do as part of the puja to remember our rituals, to honor them, and to understand them. Good luck with everything.